You are about to listen to the Exclusively Here with Diego Santoyo podcast. What's up, everyone? This is Exclusively Here, and I am your host, Diego Santoyo. I am back. I was gone for about 2 weeks, and I'm sorry I was not able to fill you guys in on some of the latest news these past 2 weeks. I was actually pretty sick, and there was just no way I could do my podcast. But I'm better and back to give you guys some of the latest news of the week. So let's start this episode off with the first segment and get into some world news. Here is what has been going on so far this week. So on Monday, October 3rd, out in Poland, a lot of women went on strike. It was done to protest this proposed law, which would ban all abortions. So thousands of women who do not agree with making all abortions illegal took action to express their disapproval. Uh, they wore black and had black flags. It was reported that some women who did attend work went in all black. This whole protest was known as Black Monday. There were other cities doing the same thing. So, this new abortion law, which is currently being examined, will make every single abortion illegal no matter what. Circumstances do not matter. If you were raped and got pregnant, you would not be able to have an abortion. This law is pretty much saying deal with it. If a woman got an abortion, she would get jail time along with the doctor who performed the abortion. All the women that went on strike to protest this proposed law feel that women should have the choice to either have or not have an abortion. They do not want a law making the decision for them, telling them that they cannot have an abortion. I think a woman, I think a woman should have the choice to decide whether or not she wants to have one. Everyone in life makes choices. Whatever choices are made, we shouldn't pass judgment. If you decide to have an abortion, it's your life, your choice, and that's that. I can't judge you, and I just personally feel like all women should have the choice, and hopefully, whatever decision is made is the best. There's a lot of opinions on this, and it's understandable, but everyone just needs to take care of their own lives, and that's it. So, on to something else. This week, a man out in Kenya, which is located in East Africa, was arrested after proudly announcing on social media that he had sex with an underage girl. The 26-year-old man posted on Facebook that he had sex with a little girl who was under the age of 10. He went on to let people know where he had sex with her and what grade level she's in. He even posted some pictures of her. He then deleted what he posted, and authorities will be investigating everything. This is obviously terrible, and authorities need to definitely handle this and make sure that this guy will never harm another child again. Something is definitely wrong with him. He is 26, and he should not be proud of what he did, which he obviously was because he was posting it on social media. It's crazy. He was set to appear in court this Wednesday, October 5th. And out in Canada, a student was told that she could not take an exam because she was wearing her hijab. Apparently, her biology teacher asked her to pull it behind her ears so he could make sure that she was not wearing headphones. She did not want to pull it behind her ears because she didn't want to show them to him, which to me is understandable. She was definitely not wearing headphones, and to help prove it, she allowed him to touch her hijab, uh, but he did not feel it was right to do that. All of this resulted in him just not letting her take the exam. I guess this teacher has this policy that requires all students to show him their ears in order to make sure they are not using headphones to cheat. I don't think it literally means that everyone goes up one by one to show him their ears, but to just not have anything that covers them so he can clearly see that no one is cheating. However, I don't think this is such an amazing policy because it doesn't work for everyone. The student wears her hijab and it's part of her culture, which is great. I think it should be respected, and I don't feel like he should be asking her to pull it behind her ears. Plus, she allowed him to touch it. If it made him uncomfortable to do so, maybe he could have gotten a female teacher to do it if it's really that important for him to make sure that she isn't hiding anything. Either way, I still don't think that would have been appropriate because you just need to respect people. She's obviously not hiding anything, and I don't think it's right that he asked her to remove it a bit. She hasn't complained about it or anything, and she will be taking the exam still, uh, but they are trying to figure out when. This is just wrong to me. I don't feel like she was treated right. We need to respect each other and cultures. This teacher, he needs to go learn a few things. Then on Wednesday in Belgium, located in Western Europe, two police officers were stabbed in what appears to be a possible terror attack. Both officers were hurt pretty bad. I mean, one was even stabbed in the neck, so you can only imagine. The attacker quickly left after stabbing them, but was later found by other police officers. At that moment, he attacked again by breaking the nose of one of the police officers, and the police officer shot the attacker in the leg. Luckily, all the police officers are fine, and the man who attacked them has been detained. At the moment, things are still being looked into, and hopefully, these attacks stop because this hasn't been the first out there. So let's go on to Hurricane Matthew, which has been very active this week. It's probably one of the strongest Caribbean storms in a while. It's been traveling, and the U.S. is getting ready for it. It just went through the Bahamas, and people in the U.S. have been ordered to evacuate places like Florida, Georgia, South Carolina. So, pretty much the East Coast area. Many have definitely listened and have evacuated without wasting any time. They have stocked up on everything they would need, and homes have been boarded up. Those that decide to stay behind and stick it out are being warned that the storm is strong and it will cause damage and possibly kill people, which it has done already. So far, Hurricane Matthew has definitely left its mark everywhere it has hit already. People have been killed and the damage has been really bad. It looks like Haiti has been hit the hardest so far, and the U.S. military is actually going to send some help down their way. This is a really powerful storm, and if you are ordered to evacuate, you must listen and do it. Staying behind will do you no good. You have to look out for yourself, your life matters, and everything else with time can be fixed. At this point, one can only pray and hope that it goes away and doesn't affect any more places or people. It's been reported that school is canceled and gas stations have been packed in areas along the East Coast in the US, which have been ordered to evacuate, and supplies at some stores are completely gone. So we'll see what happens within these next few days. Let's all pray for a miracle and hope that this hurricane just goes away. And that is it for this segment, but don't go away because there's more coming up after this. Thanks for tuning in. Hey everyone, just want to remind you guys that you guys are listening to Exclusively Here with Diego Santoyo. I hope you guys are enjoying my podcast so far. Exclusively Here with Diego Santoyo is made available to everyone by 12 a.m. or 6 a.m. every Friday, and you can find my podcast on my website, which is diegosantoyo.com. My podcast is also available on iTunes and on my YouTube channel. Thank you for listening. All right, and we're back. Let's shift gears here and dive into some pop culture news now and see what has been going on there this week. Okay, so this week Jennifer Garner has been talked about a lot. Not in a bad way, but she is always followed by paparazzi, and I mean a lot. This past weekend on Sunday, October 2nd, after grabbing some coffee in the morning, she, of course, was followed around by paparazzi, and she decided to mess around with them. They always ask all these crazy questions, and to just give them something good, she decided to share something pretty funny with the paparazzi. Uh, she told them that she is dating Brad Pitt. If you really haven't heard already, which I believe everyone knows by now, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie have split. Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck separated back in June 2015, and it looks like right after in that same month, the decision to divorce was also made. So if the two really wanted to date, it looks like they can. But she was just joking with the paparazzi, and obviously she is not dating him, but she thought it would be funny to mess around with them. She was with a friend, and they both laughed about it all the way to the car. And it's this week, it's just been talked about a lot. So if you're interested in watching her telling them this, find the video and watch it. It's pretty funny, and I like her sense of humor. Her saying that she's dating him could have turned into something crazy because you know how the media is, and I think it's great that she wasn't scared to joke around like that. There are celebrities out there that probably wouldn't make a statement like that even if they were joking, because they know that the media can turn it into something else when it was just a joke. So I'm glad she wasn't scared to joke around like that. You can literally tell she's joking and she means nothing bad by it. Well, some marriages may be falling apart, but it looks like love is still in the air because Samira Wiley just got engaged to Lauren Morelli, who happens to be a writer for Orange is the New Black. Samira and Lauren shared the great news on Tuesday, October 4th, through their social media platforms. Lauren gave Samira quite the ring because it's really nice. The two have been dating since 2014, and it's obviously been going really well. So I'm sure a wedding will be planned now, and the two just seem to be very happy together. So good for them. Okay, so on to American Horror Story. It just started up again this September on the 14th. It normally always starts in October, but this is the first time it didn't and instead aired in September. This is the sixth season, and I have been keeping up with it so far, and it is really good. It's been off to a great start, and I'm enjoying it. For those of you who love the show, it was just renewed this Tuesday for a seventh season. I'm really happy with the news. We still have a few more episodes to go with the sixth season, and it's awesome that it's already been renewed for a seventh. The show has been really successful, and it looks like it'll be on for a while. I'm sure it'll keep getting renewed, and for me, each season has been getting better, so the show is only growing, which is a good thing. Okay, so let's talk about Tori Spelling. It looks like her family is growing even more because it was just announced this week that she is pregnant. So Tori and her husband Dean are now expecting their fifth child. They already have two daughters and two sons together. Dean does have a son from a previous marriage, so technically this will be his sixth child now. Tori and Dean seem to be really excited about the pregnancy, but I don't think this one was planned as they were surprised about the news. But they're excited, and having a big family is something they wanted. It looks like Tori and Dean are in a better place in their marriage. They definitely have had a few problems down their way, and at some point it wasn't too clear where they stood. But now they are doing better, and their marriage is just in a better place, which is a really great thing. They actually just celebrated their 10th wedding anniversary about 4 months ago in May, so it looks like things are going well for them. On to Kim Kardashian. She has been quite the talk of the week. I'm sure by now everyone knows what happened. If you really don't, she was held at gunpoint recently this past Sunday. She was in Paris at the time, and some armed men broke into the apartment she was staying in. They robbed her, and gave her quite the scare, but luckily she is okay. But I'm sure it's probably something that may still be replaying in her head because it is a terrifying thing to go through. This week, everything is still being investigated, and authorities are still trying to find the men responsible for Sunday's incident. Kim has been communicating with the police about the incident so they can get to the bottom of it. It was being reported this week that they took a little over $11 million worth of jewelry, which is a lot. It looks like the police was able to get some footage that may be of help with the case, but Kim has definitely gotten herself a lot more security now, and she seems to be laying low at the moment. She hasn't been on social media and canceled an appearance she had out in Dubai, so she really doesn't want any attention at the moment, which is best. This week, there have been a few people stating that this whole incident may be a publicity stunt. Some feel that her post on social media may have triggered these men to go and rob her because she does have pictures on Instagram that tend to flash her wealth. I can't imagine someone plan something like this just to get attention. It just seems really wrong. So I believe that this incident was real and it did happen. I do feel that maybe when she posts things on social media, she should try not to flash her wealth because people get crazy and they want what she has. I think you should be allowed to post whatever you want, and if you want to flash what you have, go for it. But she's pretty famous and a lot of people know who she is. And when you're that big, maybe posting pictures of your jewelry and just things you have may not be the best thing to do. I feel for her because what happened must have definitely scared her really bad. And at this point, I think she needs to be careful. She needs the security around her at all times, and I feel like I feel like she should lay low for a while and take some time to just be with her family. She has enough money to take a break from everything and just chill out. She needs to try and stay out of the tabloids. So chill out for a while, Kim. Okay, so that wraps it up here. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Tune in next Friday and get some of the latest exclusively here. I am your host, Diego Santoyo. Until next time, have a good one.